Ladies and gentlemen, life in today's world, especially for women, is often a silent battlefield where the weight of expectations, responsibilities, and comparisons crushes the natural joy of living. And yet within every person lies a quiet strength waiting to be awakened. We live in a culture that glorifies speed and perfection, but in chasing endless goals, many have forgotten how to simply breathe, how to pause, and how to feel alive. And that is why we must return to the ancient wisdom that reminds us that discipline is not punishment but freedom, because without discipline we become prisoners of impulses and moods, yet with discipline we rise above chaos and create order in our lives. And this discipline does not mean doing more, but learning to do less with greater presence. To wake up in the morning and instead of being pulled by notifications, to begin with 3 deep breaths and to ask, what truly matters today? What is the one thing that, if I do it with intention, will give meaning to this day? For mastery is not doing 1,000 things once, but doing one thing 1,000 times. And as women across the world, particularly in America, carry the dual weight of ambition and societal expectation, it is easy to burn out, easy to feel exhausted while still pretending to smile. Yet Shaolin philosophy teaches us that nature has all the answers, that the bamboo bends in the storm but does not break, that the river is not powerful because it fights, but because it flows with patience until it carves through stone. So healing begins with slowing down, with understanding that rest is not weakness but preparation, that silence is not emptiness but nourishment, and that to breathe with awareness even for 5 minutes a day is to return home to yourself. Because when we heal, we do not become fragile, we become unshakable, and in this healing we rediscover our self-worth. For one of the deepest wounds women face is the constant measurement of their value, whether in beauty, weight, career, or relationship status. But Shaolin wisdom reminds us that we are not numbers, not comparisons, not labels, and confidence is not about being louder, but about being clearer. A quiet and steady knowing that you are enough, even when the world does not clap for you. And so to build confidence, you must align body and mind, stand tall, breathe deep, and imagine roots anchoring you to the earth as you repeat, I am enough, I am worthy, I am strong. And as you practice this, slowly the world begins to reflect back the truth you already carry. And then when pain arrives, and it always does, you will be prepared, because every person has felt pain, whether heartbreak, failure, or loss. But Shaolin philosophy teaches us that obstacles do not block the path, they are the path, that the sword becomes sharp only by grinding against stone, that the pearl is born because the oyster endured irritation. So your pain is not your prison, it is your teacher. And resilience is not about never falling, it is about always rising. And each time you rise stronger, more compassionate, more alive. Yet to truly live, you must learn boundaries, especially as women are taught to say yes too often, to please, to serve until they lose themselves. But boundaries are not walls. They are bridges that allow you to love yourself while still loving others. And every time you say no to what drains you, you say yes to what sustains you, for balance is not something you find once, but something you create daily, like a dance. A constant adjustment to life's rhythm, and once you reclaim balance, mindfulness becomes possible. Because in a world of speed and endless distractions, mindfulness is the art of slowing down, of tasting your food instead of rushing, of listening to your child's laughter, of feeling the air fill your lungs each morning. And Shaolin monks teach moving meditation, walking slowly, breathing deeply, noticing each step. And you can practice this anywhere, while cooking, cleaning, or even driving, because mindfulness is not about escaping your life, but about entering it fully. And from mindfulness grows a new definition of success, because in modern culture, success is measured by wealth, possessions, or titles. Yet so many who have all these things still feel empty. And the truth is that success without peace is failure. And true success is not how high you climb, but how deeply you feel fulfilled. So instead of asking how much you have, ask, what makes me feel alive? What brings me meaning? Because that is your true wealth. And yet the greatest thief of wealth and joy is fear. Fear that whispers, don't try, don't risk, don't speak. But fear is only misplaced energy. And when you face it, it transforms into fuel. So the next time fear arises, place your hand on your chest, breathe deeply, and tell yourself, this energy will not paralyze me, it will power me. Because freedom is not the absence of fear, but the courage to walk forward despite fear. And each time you face it, your courage grows. And with courage, you can finally establish rituals that transform your life. Because transformation is never one grand moment, but the accumulation of small, consistent acts. So begin each morning with stillness and 3 deep breaths. Write down 3 things you are grateful for. Move your body for at least 10 minutes. Focus on the most important task before anything else. And at night, before sleeping, ask yourself, did I live today with presence? Because it is presence that transforms time into life. And the more consistent your rituals, the more powerful your transformation. Until one day you look back and realize that the woman you once doubted has become the woman who inspires others. And so my sisters, my brothers, my friends, let me close with this reminder: you are stronger than you know, wiser than you believe, and more capable than you imagine. And the journey is not about becoming someone else. It is about remembering who you already are. And in the Shaolin path, we say that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, but even more, it begins with a single breath. So breathe deeply now, stand tall, reclaim your worth, and take that step toward the life you are meant to live. Because the power is already within you, waiting not for tomorrow, not for permission, but for this very moment to awaken, and your journey begins now